Hey, welcome to Bahasa Little Project. Selamat datang di Bahasa Little Project. Ini merupakan level 1 pelajaran 8. Okay, so for those of you who have been following us until now, you maybe are familiar with our introduction in the very beginning of our podcast or our lesson on YouTube. We usually say, "Welcome to Bahasa Little Project," right? So if you want to say that in Bahasa, you could say, "Selamat datang di Bahasa Little Project." So you maybe have figured it out by now. So welcome is selamat datang. Okay? Repeat it after me. Selamat datang. Okay? Selamat datang. Welcome. Welcome to Bahasa Little Project. Selamat datang di Bahasa Little Project. Okay, so yeah, that's just maybe, I don't know, maybe somebody out there are curious about how to say the introduction of Bahasa Little Project in Bahasa, right? Because I think that's fun. And then also, if you want to say level 1, lesson 8, for example, right? Level 1 is level 1. So I think you have learned numbering 1 to 10 in our previous lesson. So if you haven't, go back and review again and make sure you know your number, your basic number in Bahasa. Very important. Okay, so lesson is pelajaran. Maybe I have also discussed this. If I haven't, let me know, okay? So I can tell you more about, well, actually, I can tell you now. So if you want to say lesson, it's pelajaran in Bahasa, okay? Pelajaran. So level 1, lesson 8 would be level 1, pelajaran 8. Okay, again, I believe I have covered numbering in our previous lesson. If not, then it will be covered in our future lesson, okay? Okay, so that's the introduction. Again, welcome to our lesson 8. And in this lesson, we will be learning future tense, how to say something that you will be doing in the future, okay? I think in our previous lessons, we learned about present tense and past tense. And we also learned that we don't really have a strict grammar rules in terms of tenses in Bahasa, but we do have some rules. So it is important for you to know some rules. Okay, so let's get started. The most important part of future tense in English would be will, right? I will eat, I will sleep, I will drink, I will watch. So will. So what is will in Bahasa? It is very simple. It is akan. Okay, repeat after me. Akan. Okay, so akan. So will is akan. Okay, so remember that's the most important word of this episode, of this lesson. Akan. Okay, so one more time. How do you say will in Bahasa? Akan. 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 Okay, so after this, we will definitely create sentences using this new word, akan. But before that, let's learn adverb of time. Okay, how do you say next week? If you are watching this on YouTube, you obviously can read it. It's in front of you. And if you are listening to this on Spotify, if you want to know the spelling of the words, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure, I believe there are a lot of people who are watching us on YouTube haven't subscribed yet. Why, guys? We need your support. Okay, so again, okay, go back. Next week is minggu depan. Okay, one more time. Ming. Okay, the nasal sound there. Minggu depan. Okay, follow me and repeat after me. Minggu depan. Okay, what about next month? Bulan depan. Okay, this is maybe going to be a little bit interesting for you. So bulan can mean month and the moon. So if you want to say the moon in the sky, you can say bulan also. Bulan. But and also in addition to the moon, bulan can also mean the month. That's cool, right? So the moon and the month is the same thing in Bahasa. Bulan. So again, Next month is bulan depan. What about next year? Tahun depan. Okay? So there you go. Repeat that over and over again until you are comfortable saying it. What are the 4 new things that we learned just now? Akan, minggu depan, bulan depan, and tahun depan. Okay? If you are ready, and now we will move on to our next lesson. There you go. We will learn now about vocabulary. Okay? How do you say the in Bahasa? So, the can be roughly translated to nya. Okay? Again, roughly translated to nya in Bahasa. But the interesting thing is that in English, you put the in front of the word. For example, or in front of the noun. For example, the book, the computer, the water, the room. But in Bahasa, you put the or the nya, right? Nya, the is nya in Bahasa, after the word. So, for example, now, I believe you still remember, how do you say book in Bahasa? Book is buku. Okay, buku. So, the book is bukunya. Right? Makes sense. The computer. I believe you still remember, how do you say computer in Bahasa? Komputer. So, the computer is komputernya. What about the water? Airnya. Water is air. Again, if you haven't learned these basic words, go back to our previous lessons and you will learn that in our previous lesson. Okay, what about the room? The room is kamarnya. Okay, kamarnya. The food is makanannya. The price is harganya. Remember, in Bahasa, you really pronounce the R, so you need to roll your tongue and make that sound. Harganya, harganya. Okay, not like price. Because in English, the R doesn't really hurt. I mean, you do not really make that rolling tongue sound, right? But in Bahasa, you do. So remember that. Okay, just to review, now I will go through it in a natural speed way of I saying it. Bukunya, komputernya, airnya, kamarnya, and harganya. Okay, so practice that. Very important vocabulary. So again, the point of this lesson, this part of the lesson is that if you want to say the, you say nya, but you do not put the nya in front of the word or the noun here. You put it instead at the end of the word or the noun. Okay, got it? Good job. Now we will move on. Okay, now we will learn sample sentences. Okay, so the first sentence is permisi. Apakah kamu akan membawa bukunya ke sekolah besok? Okay, so wait. Maybe now you are thinking, that sounds very complicated. Yes, if you have just listened to this episode, to this lesson, that maybe sounds intimidating to you and quite long. But if you had followed us since our very first episode and you have done your homework and you have practiced your homework, this is not that intimidating because we have learned all of it in our previous lesson. Okay? So again, now let's check it out. But by the way, again, if you haven't known about this, go back. Okay? Do not continue this lesson because this can be kind of hard. Go back and relearn. Okay? So let's now look at our first sentence here again. Permisi. What is permisi? Excuse me, right? Permisi is excuse me. So, apakah kamu akan membawa? Remember, akan, remember that? It's will. So, in English, you can translate it to, will you bring the book, bukunya? That's, there you go, right? The word that you have just learned, bukunya, the book, to the school tomorrow. Okay? So, the first sentence is again, permisi. Apakah kamu akan membawa bukunya ke sekolah besok? That's the natural speed. If I slow it down, it would be, permisi, apakah kamu akan membawa bukunya ke sekolah sekolah besok. Again, that's already complicated, man and woman out there. If you can say that and you 100% understand what I have said and what you have said, that's good. That's great. It's amazing. Wow, you have I believe you have upgraded your level of bahasa. Okay, sample sentence number 2. Maaf, mereka tidak akan membeli komputernya minggu depan. Okay, now slow it down a bit. Maaf, mereka tidak akan membeli komputernya minggu depan. Okay, so obviously now let's just translate it to English. What is maaf? Maaf is sorry, right? Mereka is they. Nah, how do you say will not? Very simple, just put tidak. So will not, tidak akan. So again, maaf, sorry, they will not buy the computer next week. Okay, so you use the 3 things that you have learned just now, which is akan, will, okay, komputernya, which is the computer, and you also learn next month, which is no, next week. Sorry guys, next week, which is minggu depan. Okay, so again, let's say the sentence again. Maaf, mereka tidak akan membeli komputernya minggu depan. Okay, and the last sentence for the sample sentences is, kami akan melihat kamarnya dengan seorang teman bulan depan. Okay, the slower version would be, kami akan melihat kamarnya dengan seorang teman bulan depan. Okay, kami is of course, do you remember that? The pronoun we, right? We akan, will, we will see. Kamarnya, the word that you have just learned, which is the room, right? We will see the room with a friend next month. Okay, we learn how do we say with a friend, with a doctor, with a teacher in our previous lesson. So if you haven't learned that, or if you forget that, go back and learn that. Okay, now let's so we have come to the end of our lesson 8 today. It's time for you to test yourself. So I will now tell you the English sentence and you need to translate it. Okay, so the first sentence is, will we buy the computer with a friend at school next week? One more time. Will we buy the computer with a friend at school next week? Okay. Number 2, she will not drink the water tomorrow. Again, she will not drink the water tomorrow. Number 3, they will watch the actor with a teacher next month. They will watch the actor with a teacher next month. Okay, so if you can translate that, go ahead and comment. If you are watching this on YouTube, go ahead and comment below so we can check and we can tell you if you are making any mistake, okay? Or if you are listening to this on Spotify, you can go to our YouTube and you can write your answer there. Okay, so yeah, there you go. If you can answer that correctly, or if you are confident in your answer, then awesome, guys. You made a very good job. So yeah, again, if you want the lesson notes of all of our lessons, or if you want to buy books, or if you want to have a private lessons with me, you can email us at xspacebali@gmail.com. Because again, Bahasa Little Project is a project by Xspace Bali. And please, you can also support us by donating any amount to paypal.me/xspacebali. Or you can also follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Bahasa Little Project for additional lessons. Okay? So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed and learned something from our podcast. If you have any questions, go ahead, email us or write on the comment section on YouTube, and I will see you next time. Dah. Sampai jumpa.